Yo, what's up, YouTube? Hey, shout out to Nicey for sending me this video to react to. It's called "How Long Would Morty's Prison Sentence Be?" Okay, let's see.
Rick and Morty fan, ever wonder what
39-minute video.
Got charged?
Hey, I'm not really like a big Rick and Morty watcher, but you know, ain't nothing wrong with Rick and Morty though. I actually mess with it.
To their crimes. Well, I can personally tell you that Morty Smith is just as evil as his grandpa Rick, and I'm not just talking about evil Morty. I'll be covering the geeky teen's offenses from petty misdemeanors to seriously heinous crimes you'd never expect a 14-year-old kid to be capable of. We've all thought about skipping school before, and those of us who did likely never did it more than just a few times. But if your name happens to be Morty Smith, you probably hold the world's record for most unauthorized school absences. In Season 1, Episode 1, Principal Vagina, No Relation, reveals that Morty has attended school for a total of 7 hours over a 2-month period. You might be wondering why the teen avoids school so much. Well, it's for two main reasons. One, his classmates.
Morning, Frank.
Morning? What is that supposed to mean? Are you making fun of me? Are you trying to say my family's poor?
Oh, jeez, Frank. I don't know if a knife is necessary. I mean, you know, you kind of had things handled without
You're
it.
telling me how to bully now?
And two, class is boring, while his grandpa's adventures are filled with never-ending excitement.
Morty, I'm a leg. A leg, Morty.
Okay, well, at least most of the time they are. And also sometimes Rick just steals Morty and doesn't really care about school. Anyway, while traveling to different dimensions and fighting aliens sounds like an excellent learning experience, it's not a reasonable excuse for missing school, unfortunately. Cutting class would not only get Morty in trouble with his teachers, but it could land him in jail. In fact, 18% of school bunkers in Washington state were taken to court in 2011. And Morty could become a part of those statistics if his school decided to file a truancy petition to the juvenile court. If it was taken further, Morty could end up in jail, but only for around 90 days. And all detention centers have a classroom, so it's not like you'd be escaping school even then. Washing your hands might help you avoid Earth's parasites, but warding off alien memory-altering parasites is a tad harder than that. The Smith family is having breakfast with Jerry's brother, Uncle Steve, when Rick walks in.
Rick, I don't like glowing rocks in the kitchen trash.
But he hasn't got a clue who Steve is.
Who the are you?
Despite Jerry saying his brother has been living with them for the past year. Rick suddenly shoots the man in his head. Not Jerry, but Steve.
Bro.
Everybody just relax for a second. There's no such thing as an Uncle Steve.
Revealing his true form. I'm suddenly real thankful all we had to deal with was head lice when we were kids, bro. Everyone starts looking for new parasites around the house while Rick makes a sign to remind the family and Mr. Poopy Butthole how many people are supposed to be in the house.
Me, Morty, Jerry, Beth, Mr. Poopy Butthole, and Summer.
Mr. Poopy Butthole encourages the family to remember flashbacks from their lives.
Reminds me of that time we all got stuck in the elevator together. You remember that? After the Hulk musical?
But this only causes more parasites to grow. The family eventually becomes so paranoid that they start doubting if each other are real. Morty ends up believing Rick is a parasite and interrogates him in the garage.
Are you listening to me, you son of a parasite scum? We can either do this the easy way or the hard way.
The parasites were only able to create pleasant memories, so by Rick acting like a total jerk,
Oh, really? Well, I remember you as a whiny little piece of Morty.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
it's actually proving to be quite useful here. Morty realized it was really him. The Smith family fight off all the parasites by the end of the episode, and everything goes back to normal. But what crime did Morty commit, I hear you asking? Well, Morty's life would be put on hold for a while if the law saw what went down in that garage. Even though he never shot Rick, simply drawing that gun is a crime. Unlawful display of a firearm is a gross misdemeanor, which means Morty will be spending 364 days in jail. What's the absolute worst thing someone can steal? Huh? Candy from a baby, food from the homeless. How about a senior citizen's wheelchair? Well, Morty, the little scumbag, did just that. did anyone
No,
catch
that's
that
crazy.
Moe's Tavern reference in the background? No, just me? Okay, anyway, that wasn't the only time Morty robbed a senior citizen, by the way. Remember that time he and Summer stole Rick's spaceship just to impress a cool kid from school? Sure, it was Summer who actually took the keys and flew away, but Morty's just as guilty for helping bypass the security system.
Which means Rick is going to die.
because of you, unless you go offline, and then we can go save Rick.
And if convicted of theft of a motor vehicle, he'd be sentenced to 10 years in prison. That's assuming that spacecraft is a legal automobile. Plus, Morty will land himself an extra 364 days behind bars for stealing that poor old man's wheelchair. But he does feel remorse for being such a sleazeball and tries to make things right by altering the past.
Wait, if you still an old person with a wheelchair, it says, yes, stealing an older wheelchair is a crime. Just as stealing from any other property is the act of taking something that does not belong to you, which is considered illegal. Dang. 12 months in jail for a $1,000 fine. Yeah. So.
At least to gain back the 1 million aura points he lost before. Guns are incredibly dangerous items, only to be used by responsible adults, so Morty shouldn't be anywhere near them. However, there's multiple times in the show where we see him with a firearm in hand, and sometimes even with his own personal gun.
Morty, I made you a gorilla gun. Pretty cool, huh?
A gorilla gun?
Morty, this is a bully gun.
Whoa, cool!
Any questions about it?
Not really.
Yeah, should be self-explanatory. Have fun. When are you going to use that?
When I want to shoot a bad person.
Okay.
While Rick's at fault for giving Morty the weapon in the first place, he should know better than to accept them. Morty would be charged for all 3 of the guns he illegally possessed. That means he's going to be spending 15 years in the big house. What a way to throw away your future, huh, Mort? Society tells us to respect the dead and treat others how we'd like to be treated, but I guess Morty didn't get that memo. Morty wants to redeem his Morty Adventure card, but Rick starts freaking out once he sees the copious amounts of cards there are.
I kept notes.
This is gibberish. Isle of the Morty Sores takes one to know one.
I make up titles for each adventure.
You did the same thing for that MS readathon at your school, Morty.
Convinced Morty his fake stamps, Rick calls an audit from a cosmic entity.
What is this?
I am the Observer.
But the Observer is annoying.
What about all those times you two misunderstood each other?
Wait, what? Are you setting up a series of them?
Rick pulls Morty aside and agrees to cash in some of his cards at a lower rate,
I still don't trust these, but I'll accept these cards at 70 cents on the dollar.
just to get rid of the Observer. But being an Observer, they overhear Rick's conversation and become more than mildly offended.
I have never seen two bigger. And I see all.
As revenge, they stand in the street and play super embarrassing clips from Rick and Morty's adventures.
So you can do stuff like this.
Morty, I'm afraid the only way out is through the bottom of this massive vat of whale semen.
Seriously embarrassed, Morty goes to beat the Observer up, but he ends up doing a little more than just throwing punches.
I'm all rocks now. I never saw this coming.
Rick tries his best to cover up the death,
You know what? I say we leave this thing in the street, deny any involvement, and just hope this blows over.
but soon finds himself and Morty on trial in front of a jury of more observers. And the sketchy death of the Observer isn't the only crime brought up in the outer space courthouse.
Observe this example. How long before Ben Franklin comes back to life? Oh,
Holy shit, yes! Shit, he came back evil. Okay, let's bury that kangaroo from the waist down.
holy shit! Will only his legs come back?
Who knows? Ben Franklin! Remember we tried wrapping him in tinfoil to see if it'd shield him from the evil? Jesus Christ! It cooked him like a pig at a luau.
My family.
Goodbye, Churi. I'll miss you.
These are just regular churros. Oh my god! No!
Rick and Morty are both sentenced to death for their crimes. However, Rick takes control of the Observer technology and they escape through a portal. They got off scot-free, but what if the police back home found out about Morty's crimes? Well, Morty would be charged with manslaughter, unlawful removal of human remains, and 1 count of reckless endangerment for abandoning the sentient churro on a barren planet. A sentence I never thought I'd ever say in my life. If convicted, Morty would be handed a 10-year prison sentence for manslaughter. Unlawful removal of human remains would land Morty a 5 5-year prison sentence, plus he'd get an additional 90 days for abuse of a corpse. As for the reckless endangerment, that is a gross misdemeanor warranting 364 days in the clink. And it looks like the impending jail time isn't the only thing Morty has to worry about.
Ah! Oh, I knew this day would come. Oh, God. Ah!
Nice. Free churro.
I mean, I'd be pretty pissed too if someone left me on a deserted planet to die. Kids are taught to respect their elders sometimes, even though a lot of old people can be frickin' rude as all hell, especially Rick Sanchez. And there was one time the old man disrespected his grandson so much it almost cost him his life. So Rick is enjoying a meal out with his family.
Jerry, get out of the booth, take all your clothes off, and fold yourself 12 times.
You got it.
People don't fold in real life, so Rick's trapped in a simulation based on his own memories. The Galactic Federation has imprisoned him there, and an agent is trying to find out the formula to his portal gun. Back home, the Earth is being run by said Galactic Federation, and the Council of Rick show up at the house, shoot Jerry and Beth of the Freeze Ray, and take Morty and Summer as captors. However, their goal isn't to save Rick, it's to assassinate him before he exposes any Citadel secrets to the Galactic Federation. While his grandchildren try to defend themselves in court, Rick fakes a memory about inventing the portal gun to trick the agent into thinking he's got the formula for it.
Got it!
Whoa, is that it? The portal gun?
Yeah, that's the 3 lines of math that separates my life as a man from my life as an unfeeling ghost.
Awesome possum.
And if you've been watching the show for a while, you may remember the infamous 2017 McDonald's Szechuan sauce riots.
No Szechuan sauce? No. I want Szechuan sauce. Where's my Szechuan sauce? I'm Pickle Rick!
Weird time. Anyway, that formula is actually a virus which allows Rick to take control of the simulation and escape by transferring his consciousness into an agent.
Hey, pull me out. Can you hear me?
Nope, they cannot.
Why not?
Because the code you just uploaded wasn't actually my portal gun formula. It was a virus giving me full control over the brain-alive.
At this point, the Rick Council SEAL team have arrived and shoot Rick. But as he wasn't in his original body, he ain't dead. He transfers from the agent into Rick D99 and goes to find Summer and Morty at the Citadel of Ricks.
D99, you okay? I'm bummed I didn't get to give that insect dick a test drive.
And when he arrives, he destroys the entire city.
Then, isn't it? What the fuck? We just teleported into a galactic federal prison!
Rick kills almost all members of the Council of Ricks, but one takes Summer hostage, and the grandpa is willing to risk her life just to kill the other Rick.
That's enough, Rick. What's this supposed to accomplish? We have infinite grandkids. You're trying to use Disney bucks at a Caesar's palace here.
Hey, that's a bluff.
Not realizing it's just a manipulation tactic, Morty tries to save his sister's life.
That's enough! Drop the gun, Rick!
Morty, I know you're too stupid to get this, but you're really f***ing this up right now.
I'm not letting you let my sister die! Drop the gun!
I wasn't gonna let her die, you f***ing moron! Ha!
Aww.
Point is, he thought I was going to. I totally did, by the way. You're a f***ing moron, Morty.
Morty, you f***ing idiot.
You're a serious f***ing idiot, Morty. You basically killed us all. You're as dumb as a bag of sand. Idiot, Morty. You're a Rickhead. The dumbest thing I've ever laid eyes on. Idiot, dumb Morty. What an idiot.
Morty has endured years of verbal abuse from his grandpa, but that was the final nail in the coffin.
Who's stupid now?
However, the gun Rick gave Morty was actually fake.
What happened?
Oldest Rick trick in the book.
Fake gun, shoot me, and standoff. Brilliant!
Now that the other Rick's guard is down, Rick kills him, and the 3 of them head home. Not even mentioning the fact that Morty literally just tried to off his grandpa.
Yeah. Good thing I saw that note.
It's definitely not okay for Rick to insult Morty, and it's more definitely not okay for Morty to try and kill him in retaliation. Had the gun not been fake, he would have succeeded in murdering Rick. But that was never going to happen, was it? The penalty for first-degree attempted murder is life. So a guilty verdict would mean Morty would spend the next 30 years in prison. Morty once released one of the worst criminals ever back on the streets, and I'm not talking about his grandpa. Going back to that intergalactic trial with the observers, in one of those clips that was shown, Morty encountered a mugger on his date with Jessica one time. In an act of self-defense, Morty fires a gun, but something other than a bullet came out.
Hey, give me your money.
Why don't you take this instead?
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
What's happening?
I don't know, just run!
That's Jeffrey Dahmer. And for those of you who didn't watch the Netflix movie, the dude is a literal serial killer who ate his victims.
Eat the sandwich. I made it for you.
I'll eat it later.
I want to see you try it. See if you like it. Eat it.
The Observer also shows another clip of Morty using a gun, but a cannibal doesn't come out of this one.
Where's your lunch money, punk?
Lunch money? Are you sure you wouldn't rather have a banana? Oh! I thought it would turn him into a gorilla.
Why would you want a bully to be a gorilla?
I love how the gun is designed to kill the literal Hulk of primates.
It was a gun that kills gorillas. Please go easy on him.
But a teenage boy who's almost as scrawny as Morty wasn't killed when shot from like a foot away. I guess Rick's not as good of an inventor as we thought. Or maybe the gun only works on gorillas. Regardless, that bully was seriously injured. Like, it looked like Morty broke every bone in his body. And if that's not grievous bodily harm, I don't know what is. Morty would be charged with first-degree assault and sentenced to 20 years in prison. But at least his classmates would think twice about bullying him from now on. As for bringing a serial killer back to life, Morty could be charged with accessory to murder. He released Dahmer back onto the streets. Like, I can't, it hardly gets worse than that. Of course the dude would go back to killing very soon. So for acting as an accessory to murder, Morty could be thrown in jail for the next 5 years. But Rick helped his grandson escape from the Observer trial, so getting him out of an Earth prison should be as easy as cake. And cake is pretty easy.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
What isn't easy, though, is watching this next scene. Like most dudes Morty's age, he's pretty horny. His libido wants to cause an outbreak of giant mutant sperm. Beth brings Morty along with her to work, and he discovers a machine he's never seen before.
That's a breeding mount. The nurses use it to collect reproductive material.
Yo, what?
We don't see it on screen, thankfully. But Morty volunteers at the hospital for the whole week and on the horse breeding mount every time he's there.
So, does your hospital ever need, like, after-school volunteers?
He thinks back fondly on his shameless act.
Morty, you dirty little doggy.
Before noticing Rick has brought home a very familiar-looking barrel. Of all the weird things that happen in this show...
Okay, unacceptable! Oh.
I wish incest had a more mainstream appeal.
Boss! This gay like that is terrific!
I think Rick unknowingly acquiring a barrel of his 14-year-old grandson's semen is definitely the weirdest. Rick goes to the garage and begins working on an experiment. What experiment could you possibly be? Scared that his dirty little secret will get exposed, Morty convinces Rick to not test the semen, and so this abomination is born. Honestly, an army of sperm monsters coming out of that barrel is better than the whole garage getting splattered with Morty's semen. I really just don't want to keep talking anymore. Much to Morty's relief, Rick just believes he brought in a faulty barrel of horse semen.
The sperm, Morty! There's super monster sperm now! I blame myself, unless there was something about the sperm I didn't know.
While the sperm monsters wreak havoc on society, the Smith family is airlifted to the Pentagon to meet with the president. This is getting out of hand.
Mr. Sanchez, the president is very eager to speak with you.
Morty lies to protect Rick and claims to know nothing about the whole situation that he secretly caused. To defeat the rapidly evolving sperm monsters, the president supplies Rick and Morty with nukes and a helicopter full of Marines.
Look, if you want these things gone, give Rick and me a plane and some nukes. We'll wipe them out and leave no trace of them. Only one way to deal with it.
He's right. I'm a scientist.
They follow the sperm to the Grand Canyon, but the creatures are more intellectually advanced than expected.
Ready for some fireworks.
Who the f is that?
Silence in the presence of me. I am the sperm queen.
Hey, what the f are you doing with my stuff?
We need it to create our army.
Well, you need more than that, dummy. You need a horse.
How does Rick fit all that stuff in the garage anyway? Summer comes up with an idea to create a giant egg that the sperm can flock to, and she volunteers to provide said egg.
A human egg? Where did you get it?
Glad you asked. It's your granddaughter's.
The thought of a giant incest baby terrifies Morty into coming clean to the president.
Mr. President, it's Morty. It's my sperm. It's all mine.
What?
However, they won't need an egg to get rid of the sperm monsters because Rick has brought in an army of chuds to defeat the sperm. Morty committed 2 crimes here, being a disgusting little degenerate.
A dirty little perverted maniac.
I spent a week pleasuring myself with animal equipment and my sperm got got turned into monsters on accident because I kept lying about it.
No, that's not a crime yet. No, the first one is bioterrorism for causing an outbreak of giant mutant sperm and obstruction of justice for lying to the president about not knowing anything about it. Morty would receive a year in jail for fibbing and probably a life sentence for the bioterrorism thing. The teen could rot in jail for 30 years before he can apply for parole. Not that any board would consider him anyway. A lot of teenage girls date jackasses and wind up getting dumped by said jackasses. And that's exactly what happened to Summer. Summer's boyfriend Ethan breaks up with her.
We just don't have anything in common anymore, Summer. Oh yeah, Ethan? What do you have in common with Trisha Lay?
Causing her to believe that she looks like a hideous monster.
And I'm hideous!
Too insecure to face the world, she hides in the garage and tries to use Rick's potions to get bigger breasts.
Or could it be her massive stripper titties?
Because that's gonna solve all your problems. It works, actually. It solved all her problems. For about 2 seconds before this happens.
Coming, Summer!
What the hell happened?
Oh.
How do we get her back to normal?
I don't know, man. This thing is pretty complicated. I'm gonna call Rick.
Well, hold on. We can't just call your grandpa whenever there's a problem. We can handle this ourselves.
I mean, I don't see the point in trying to. This is obviously Rick-level shit.
I have a medical degree.
Yeah, I don't think medical school teaches you how to handle this sort of thing, Beth. Beth tries to shrink her daughter, but only ends up making her a giant with proportional body parts. That was an upgrade from before, but what Beth does next makes Summer look even worse than when she started. While Beth and Morty argue about what to do with Summer since Rick is with Jerry in space, the girl disappears.
No, I definitely did. She's gone.
God damn it!
How can you lose a 50-foot tall giant anyway? Morty and his mom get in the car and try to track Summer down, and Beth reveals to him that the reason Summer tried to change cup size is because Ethan broke up with her. They eventually find Summer at Camp Flabba-Nabba, the place where she and Ethan were supposed to go camping before he dumped her and took Trisha instead. To get everything back to normal, Beth comes up with a plan.
My mom did the same to make her feel better. She's a good mom.
And you bet your bottom dollar that Morty wants to get revenge on Ethan too, but his method is a lot more, shall we say, sinister.
Careful, Ethan. Your s'more is burning. This is the life.
It certainly is.
To freedom.
Ooh, looks like a 422.
Man, I feel bad that Summer got dumped, but Ethan really did not deserve that. While turning someone into a grotesque monster and specifically a crime, Morty could be charged with mayhem. That's a law prohibiting the disfiguration and maiming of someone, and the little psycho could be sentenced to 40 years in prison for it. But then again, 4 decades in the big house is far better than spending the rest of your life as a hideous mutant with your skin inside out. I can't believe we're only halfway through this video and Morty's jail time is 169 years and 177 days so far. The teen's already wreaked terror all over the world. What more could he possibly be capable of? A lot! Everybody knows 14-year-olds can't drive cars, but should they be allowed to fly spaceships? Definitely not.
Oh my God, Morty, what did you do? You killed the Simpsons, Morty!
No, I didn't mean to.
Go, God, look at the baby one. Oh my God, Morty.
Rick could have at least had the decency to remember Maggie's name.
You killed the entire Simpsons, Morty. They're a beloved family, Morty. They're a national treasure, and you killed them.
I'm just a kid. I don't want to go to jail.
Relax, Morty. Calm down. We'll take care of it.
Driving without a license is a misdemeanor and punishable by 90 days in jail. Also, killing is illegal. This is the high-quality content you came here for, people. Yeah, so killing the entire Simpsons is pretty bad. Morty would receive 50 years for manslaughtering the family of 5 with a car. Quote-unquote car. That's really the question of the video. Does the spaceship count as a vehicle? If you think so, leave a comment down below. And if you don't think so, still leave a comment down below. But I'm counting it. It was clear from the very first episode of Rick and Morty that Rick could manipulate his grandson into doing anything for him, no matter how gross.
I'm gonna need you to take these seeds into the bathroom. And I'm gonna need you to put them way up inside your butthole, Morty.
My butt? Morty falls asleep during math class and has a dream about Jessica.
Really get in there and knock him around. No wrong answers.
Wow, well, okay, Jessica. Let's give this a shot.
Oh, Morty, what are you doing to me?
I'm just doing my best.
Morty, what are you doing to me?
Jessica.
Morty!
Jessica.
Maybe that's the real reason Morty avoids school like the plague. How could he ever look his teacher in the eyes ever again? Later that day, Morty is attacked by a bully, but Rick appears just in time to save him from getting beat up.
There you are, Morty.
Rick and Morty leave the school and step through a portal to Dimension 35C. Rick tells Morty that he's looking for mega seeds for his research.
They're incredibly powerful, and I need them to help me with my research, Morty.
Oh man, Rick! He gives his grandson some grappling shoes to retrieve the seeds, but never shows him how to turn them on.
You have to turn them on, Morty. The shoes have to be turned on.
Rick disappears into the portal and returns with an antidote for Morty's broken legs. It wouldn't surprise me if the scumbag was hiding the cure for cancer, too. Morty climbs the tree and gives his grandpa the mega seeds, but that was not the tricky bit. Rick tells Morty that they need to smuggle the seeds through interdimensional customs, and there's only one way to do that.
You're gonna have to do me a real solid. Uh-oh. When we get to customs, I'm gonna need you to take these seeds into the bathroom. And I'm gonna need you to put them way up inside your butthole, Morty.
My butt?
Put them way up inside there, as far as they can fit.
Oh, jeez, Rick. Bro, Morty should have asked for money if he was actually gonna do the job. Rick, Morty, and the seeds up Morty's butt arrive at the airport, but their plan's about to be blown by a new high-tech security machine.
He's got to go through the new machine.
What new machine?
It's a new machine. It detects stuff all the way up your butt.
Run, Morty! Run!
Oh, hell no, dog. You know me, I'm just trying to...
I guess we'll never know what that purple dude was trying to do. Morty opens fire on the guards while Rick fixes the portal.
Glenn's bleeding to death! Someone call his wife and children! They're not robots, Rick! It's a figure of speech, Morty. They're bureaucrats. I don't respect them.
Crap, this is insane!
The portal opens just in time and they head home with the seeds still in Morty's butt. All that running must have been painful. Smuggling drugs is a serious crime, and if found guilty, Morty could be imprisoned for the next 10 years. And Morty could also get another 130 years added to his sentence for murdering those 4 aliens and accidentally crushing that purple guy to death. Morty may have taken the song Burning Love a bit too literally that time he fell for an alien superhero. Rick and Morty are out buying custom t-shirts but get attacked by acid rain from a certain cartoonish villain named Diesel Weasel. A superhero named Planetina rescues the pair with her elemental powers, and Morty falls head over heels in love with her.
Wow.
Morty, if you say wow one more time, I swear to fucking God.
He asks her out on a date, and surprisingly, she accepts.
I know a place that serves cruelty-free donuts. If you'd like, I could fly you and your friend there, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Okay, I'll ask him. He said he can't come. Let's go.
One night, Morty hears news about a wildfire and goes to it hoping Planetina will be there. He arrives just as she's putting out the fire, and she tells Morty about her kids.
But, Morty, I have kids.
Oh, I'll get along with them. I'm a kid.
4 people named the TkToks who carry elemental rings to summon her. When the TkToks arrive, Morty realizes they're just a bunch of who take advantage of her.
Hey, buddy, you want an autograph? It's $20 a pop.
No, Eddie, he's my friend. Morty, these are my kids, the TkToks.
Oh, hey.
Tina girl, have you gained weight?
Well, I had a plant-based donut yesterday, just a half.
Sugar is worst thing for figure, darling. You want to be ugly.
Morty stays up that night sending cringy romantic texts to Planetina. She later appears outside his window. The two of them learn about recycling in the best way possible.
I told my kids I went out to recycle batteries. All kidding aside, everyone should discard used batteries at proper disposal centers instead of tossing them into a regular waste bin.
Planetina's age is never revealed to us, but I mean, this whole situation is creepy as hell, dude. Just a little bit, huh? The TkToks summon Planetina while she's having with Morty. This causes them both to teleport to the EcoCon convention. Morty's dragged away by security and tied up in a broom closet where he overhears Eddie, the fire elemental's plan to sell Planetina to a rich Arab ambassador.
We're gonna sell her to some Arab overseas.
To stop Morty from warning Planetina, Eddie tries to burn him, but the teen knocks him over and bites his finger off. He grabs Eddie's ring and goes on a reign of terror, burning everyone and everything in his path.
Now we can be together, Planetina.
After rescuing Planetina, Morty invites her to live with him.
Like moving in. Planetina doesn't have a place to stay now, so I said she could live with us.
Holy Morty, no.
So the relationship comes crashing down when Morty realizes his superhero girlfriend was actually a supervillain all along.
Stop it!
There's only one solution! One solution!
Oh my God, no!
Morty committed a bunch of arson in that episode and caused a lot of damage to EcoCon. Arson of the first degree is an extremely serious crime. The penalty is at least 30 years. And of course, Morty murdered 7 people as well. 30 years is the minimum life sentence for homicide, so Morty's gonna be in the slammer for a long 210 years. Being a weedy little dude who's built like a sponge, you'd never imagine Morty willfully engaging in a fight, let alone winning one. Rick and his grandchildren jump through a portal to a post-apocalyptic Earth filled with cannibal mutants named the Deathstalkers. Rick needs to retrieve the powerful isotope 322, but the heist is sidetracked by Summer, who has joined the Deathstalkers.
Can we not leave just yet?
Leave.
I'm not leaving.
There is no leave.
While Summer is off murdering people, Rick wants to put Morty in the blood dome as a distraction so he can steal the isotope.
I need you to distract the camp.
To ensure that his scrawny grandson isn't beaten to death by his opponents, Rick creates a special serum.
I'm working with a mixed bag here, so you may not have perfect coordination, Morty. Oh, hey!
I didn't do that.
Okay, this is exciting. We're making some discoveries about muscle memory.
Morty's giant bodybuilder arm makes him a force to be reckoned with in the blood dome, for sure.
Unbelievable! A new champ!
Okay, no more!
And he wants more!
While Morty kicks some Deathstalker butt, Rick successfully steals the isotope from under their noses. He wants to get the hell out of there immediately, but Morty and Summer want to stay because they don't want to go home and confront their parents' divorce.
We'll see you every other weekend, though, right? Summer, Dad's leaving?
Bye, Dad.
A car chase ensues with Morty and Summer on the side of the Deathstalkers.
Sorry, but can we not kill him? Can we just take him prisoner?
When did I lose control here?
Listen to me. Both of you kids need to get out of this environment so we can properly deal with your parents' divorce. Alternatively, I have a freaking portal gun and I can leave the two of you here forever. Why does it have to be such a dramatic choice? Can't we arrange a thing where we spend weekends here? Or visit home to do laundry?
What 14-year-old actually wants to do laundry? Morty's so weird. Rick escapes through the portal, abandoning his 2 grandchildren in the post-apocalyptic world. Beth is gonna be so pissed.
Where are the kids?
Oh, they aren't with you?
I thought they were with you.
But she'll never find out because Rick has sneakily built some Morty and Summer robots to hide their absence.
I am Summer.
Summer, state your deal.
My deal is that I am, like, totally fine.
Meanwhile, the real Morty is still beating up people in the Blood Dome, and the real Summer is married to a Deathstalker. Grandpa Rick soon returns to rescue his grandchildren and offers the isotope as a peace offering. He's asked by Summer's Deathstalker husband to restore society.
Wait, can you stay to show us more?
You don't have to ask me twice.
And in 3 weeks, the planet has transformed into a peaceful suburbia. The 3 of them return to Earth once Summer's marriage starts reminding her of Jerry's and Beth's.
Hey, Jesus Christ, when did you become a monster?
I was a monster when you met me. We were monsters. We didn't care about anything.
I still don't.
Yeah, except I'm the only one in this entire world that's still committed to that.
And just when we thought there was going to be a happy ending for both sides, Rick gives one final FU to the Deathstalkers by stealing the isotope and sending their world back to its post-apocalyptic state. That perfectly sums up the kind of guy Rick Sanchez is. But this video is not about Rick, it's about Morty. All that fighting in the Blood Dome may have boosted Morty's ego, but at what price? Engaging in a fight is typically of disorderly conduct, and if Morty was found guilty, he'd be imprisoned for 90 days. Also, he killed like 11 people, so why don't you add another 330 years for murder? And it's a bummer he didn't get to keep his fighting arm. He's gonna need it to ward off all those bullies he's bound to encounter in prison. Morty has a serious thing for redheads, and he once took that preference to extreme lengths. Rick and Morty are on the run from a not-so-friendly alien they encountered. When they arrive home, Rick wants to watch interdimensional cable, but Morty complains about a looping memory in his head and asks Rick to erase it for him.
I can't go on. I can't go on like this with the truth tortoise shit in my head. I wish you could just
erase the memory from your mind.
The pair head down to a secret chamber in the garage where Rick has been storing Morty's memories.
This, Morty, is my archive of all the experiences you've begged me to remove from your life, lest you go insane.
He deletes various traumatic memories from his grandson's mind, like that time his mom didn't hesitate to sacrifice him.
I will spare one of their lives. You simply have to choose.
Summer! Summer!
And that time he was possessed by an alien worm.
I love you so much!
Yes, Morty, come on. You're doing it.
You're doing it! You're doing it!
And I'm sure a bunch of other things.
Kids, I'd like to introduce you all to our new guidance counselor, Mr. Lunas.
But he also lives on the moon.
Gordon Lunas was a good Marine. We don't know what drove him to take his own life, but we want to remember the good things. Like how from a certain angle, some people would say he looked like a smudge.
Oh my God, what have I done?
It's probably just a smudge on the lens.
What have I done? Jesus, I made that guy kill himself.
Rick even deletes his own embarrassing moments from Morty's mind just to save his pride.
I'm just saying, life's short. We shouldn't take things for granted.
Are you saying granite?
Well, yeah.
It's granted with a D. Take things for granted. Did you actually think it was? Jesus Christ, Rick. What are you, a boulder, a rock person? How long have you been saying that wrong?
Oh, you like that, huh? I bet that really blows your mind.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of great.
You want me to erase it?
What? You can do that?
Get your ego in check, old man. Morty is pissed, of course, and pins his grandpa to the floor. Rick tries to use the memory eraser on him, but Morty turns it back on him, causing both of them to forget who they are.
What's going on?
Where am I?
Who are we?
Who am I?
To remember themselves, they revisit various memories in the vault, and one of these memories shows how much of a little creep Morty really is. Morty may have forgotten who he was, but a court of law would certainly not. Morty would be charged with 17 counts of second-degree assault for causing those redheads to smash into the garage. Not to mention he'll also be charged with 17 counts of second-degree kidnapping. Altogether, that is a very long 410 years in prison, 70 years for assault, 340 for kidnapping. So next time, Morty, just walk over to a girl and say hi. We all thought Rick was the cold-blooded killer and innocent Morty was just tagging along looking super anxious, but that kid is evil. I've already shown you a few of Morty's murders earlier in the vid, but that was only the tip of the iceberg. Take a look at these very gruesome and bloody atrocities this 14-year-old has committed.
Airs! You like that?
By the way, Morty also helped Rick annihilate the entire alien civilization of Glorzo. I estimate his overall kill count to be in the billions, at least 1 billion. Keep in mind that the lowest possible life sentence for murder in Washington is 30 years. Multiply that by 1 billion and you get a sentence for murder of 30 billion years. Now, it's no secret that Morty has a huge crush on Jessica, but in the episode Rick Potion number 9, his attraction towards her became borderline predatory. The annual flu season dance is coming up, and Morty has been trying to gather the courage to ask Jessica out.
Hey, Jessica?
What's up, Morty?
But at every attempt, he's either too shy or is shut down by Brad.
What are you doing?
He goes home and asks his dad for advice, but Rick butts into the conversation.
People call love is just a chemical reaction that compels animals to breed. It hits hard, Morty, then it slowly fades, leaving you stranded in a failing marriage. I did it. Your parents are gonna do it. Break the cycle, Morty. Rise above. Focus on science.
Great pep talk, Rick. Morty spends the evening in his room depressed and thinking about what Rick told him. Just before the dance, he goes to his grandpa and asks for a very unethical favor.
You know how you said that, love is a chemical and all that stuff from earlier? Well, I was thinking, could you make some sort of chemical thing happen inside of Jessica's mind? So where she falls in love with me and all that sort of thing? Like maybe make some sort of love potion or something?
Frackin' little creep. Rick makes the love serum and Morty thinks it'll make Jessica fall in love with him, which, I mean, it does. However, he refused to listen to Rick about the terrible side effects that occur when the recipient has the flu.
Unless she has the flu.
Which Jessica does. So at the dance, Jessica takes the serum, and oh yeah, of course, it works like a charm, but Brad gets jealous, tries to wrestle Morty away, she sneezes, germs go right to Brad, and everything just falls apart from there.
Oh man, Morty. I'm really sorry.
Oh, well, no problem, Brad.
There's something special about you, Morty. So special.
Whoa, take it easy.
I guess that's karma for trying to get with Jessica without her consent. Eventually, the flu/serum spreads to everyone at the dance, and a fight breaks out over who gets to have with Morty.
You don't deserve to carry Morty's genes.
I love Morty, and I hope Morty loves me. I'd like to wrap my arms around him and feel him inside me.
And the most disturbing thing about this whole situation is that it's not just Morty's classmates who want to bang him, it's his teachers too.
The principal and I have discussed it, and we're both insecure enough to agree to a 3-way.
Morty manages to escape to the spaceship with his clothes still intact, and Rick releases an antidote made from praying mantis DNA. Yeah, this was never destined to work. To make matters even worse, Morty's insect classmates still want to bang him. And now they want to do it praying mantis style, which if you don't know, is by cutting off his head and eating him.
How cute he is.
I love him so much. I want to make love to him and then eat his head.
I love it more than you do, Harold.
You wish, you stupid.
Wonderful. The mantis virus soon spreads around the entire Earth, forcing Rick and Morty to take refuge in a secluded desert while Rick creates another new antidote. Morty releases this one into the air, but things do not go back to normal. Rick refuses to take any responsibility for the botched serums.
This must be the best day of your life. You get to be the mayor of I Told You Town.
The Smiths abandoned the Earth and moved to an entirely new reality. Yeah, a lot went down in that episode, and Morty committed a bunch of crimes. He's guilty of attempted for giving the love serum to Jessica. While he never had sex with her, he was definitely planning on it and probably would have succeeded had Rick not messed up the potion. That means he'd be sentenced to 30 years in jail. Almost destroying the human race with mantis virus would see Morty charged with bioterrorism again. Causing chaos on the level he did would undoubtedly warrant a life sentence of at least 30 years before parole eligibility. But shockingly, the law isn't that specific on mantis viruses. Lastly, we got the mayhem. Turning all those people into praying mantises could constitute disfigurement and maiming. If convicted of mayhem, Morty would receive 40 years, her human mantis hybrid. Oh no. So even if just 50% of Earth's population contracted the virus, which I am pretty sure it was the entire planet, that means Morty's sentence for mayhem would be 160 billion years. And if we add that to the rest of the amount of time that he'd be serving for the other crimes we've talked about this entire video, Morty's total amount of time he'd be spending behind bars is 100.
Hey. 190 billion? What y'all think?
190 billion, 1,399 years, and 357 days. Are there any villains who can top Morty's sentence? Click the screen to find out who is even more evil.
That's crazy, bro.